Good evening. This is Bubba, and Mr. Dave will be here in a second. Tonight, we're gonna. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's up?
Not much, man. I just thought, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do a live cast tonight. I'm not. I am not sure how to send you the YouTube link.
That's okay. I'll just hit refresh and we'll be fine.
I'm not. I am not.
That's okay. I'll just hit. Oh, it sounds like you don't have your channel muted.
I do now.
Okay.
Can you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's muted now. So yeah. Well, it's funny because I just happened to type in Marawi on on in the browser, and Battle of Marawi came up
There we go.
on Wikipedia already.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it kind of freaked me out. So I'm like, damn, I didn't say. I talked to my mom today, and needless to say, I did not say a word to her about what's going on.
Right.
Because my mom's one of those. I love her. Don't get me wrong. She's my mother, but she tends to be a. How am I going to say this? Very pessimistic and cynical. I mean, I'm a cynic too, but I'm. It's funny. I'm cynical, but I'm not a pessimist.
Right.
So, and she is both. So, but yeah, actually, you know what? I'll pull it up. Yeah, Wikipedia. It's so funny. Well, not really, but it's okay. Actually, the AFP started launching surgical airstrikes to flush them out. So, 120 hostages rescued. Man, I'll tell you what, man. I guess it's a lot worse than what we thought.
Um, I think you're probably right. I'm getting some echo. I don't know what the hell's going on. Anyway, surgical airstrikes, huh? What the hell are they using?
Well, they do have those. Oh shoot, they got them from South Korea. F-50s? Is it F-50s?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. They just finished getting them from South Korea. I think they're F-50s.
Okay.
I think they're older planes, but they're good for defense. Well, and I mean, for in this instance, you know, they're compared to what they have. I mean, it's it's. I think you could, if you had a fleet of not hydrofoil. God, what are those things? If you had a fleet of ultralights, you would be a step ahead of them as far as air power. So
Yeah.
because they have nothing. So, but yeah, the Battle of Marawi is an ongoing armed conflict in Marawi, Lanao del Sur, between Philippine government security forces and militants of the. Is it Mate?
Yeah, Mountain.
Mate and Abu Sayyaf groups that started on 23rd May 2017. And so far, it says it's ongoing, of course, which of course it is. Uh,
Mm.
as far as status, and it says martial law declared in Mindanao. The
Hmm.
Philippine government claims that the clashes began when they launched an offensive in the city to capture Isnailan Hapilon of the Abu Sayyaf after receiving reports that Hapilon was in the city,
That's
possibly to
correct.
meet possibly to meet with militants of the Mate group. A deadly firefight erupted when Hapalon's forces opened fire at the combined army and police teams and called for reinforcements from the Mate, an armed group that has pledged allegiance to the Goat Humpers group, or excuse me, Islamic State group, and who are believed to be responsible for the 2016 Davao City bombing, according to military spokesman. Mate group militants attacked Camp Renau and occupied several facilities in the city, including the Marawi City Hall, the Mindanao State University, a hospital, and the city jail. I wonder if they did the city jail to try to get recruits. But the group also occupied the main street of Marawi and torched the St. Mary's Church, the Ninoy Aquino School, and the Dansalan College.
Yeah, this is quite a contentious fight that's going on right now.
I tell you what, that'd be nice if that Hapalon showed up at my front door. US $5 million for his capture. Shit, no problem.
This guy's no joke, bro. He's 51 years old. He's a seasoned fighter. He's definitely a warrior. He's not a joke at all. He's been out in the jungle for a while, whooping ass.
Yeah, but he's always got to have a crowd with him. One-on-one, I think I take him.
You think you could take him one-on-one?
Damn right. You give me a ball bat, his ass is grass, and I'm the lawnmower. So, ain't no situation, well, except for a gun that an Italian and his baseball bat cannot take care of.
Holy shit.
So, I'll do my best Barry Bonds impersonation. So, minus the steroids. So,
sounds like somebody's been cooped up a while. What's going on, man?
Oh, nothing, man. Well, like you said, I actually got out today. Went to the store, man. I went to S&R. Have you tried their bockwurst?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it is killer. It is really, really good. I bought some tonight, and it was 10 of them for like 355 pesos. But they're really, really good. And of course, I put some Hellmann's on it. Mom sent me a jar of Hellmann's. So, oh boy, yeah.
Hellmann's Dijonnaise. Which one?
Hellmann's mayonnaise. I do like Hellmann's Dijonnaise though.
I'm not a mayo person. I'm white, but I'm not quite that white.
Oh, I guess I'm like Milky Way white. But if I didn't listen to some rap, I would probably be about the whitest person on the face of the earth, or damn close to it. But and old R&B, well, like Motown and stuff like that. Old funk, I love old funk.
Right.
But yeah, evidently, man, this battle's a lot more than what they're letting it on. And I mean, they actually got probably a good couple pages on it on Wikipedia already. I'm kind of surprised. It's
they do. Absolutely. I was just looking at the. No, I was just looking at the what's going on Wikipedia. I was looking at Istilan Hapalon, and I looked at the battle for Marawi, or the Marawi crisis. And you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a small fight. It's a short fight, but it's an important fight for the people of the Philippines, because nobody wants to be on martial law lockdown. If you think about it, the last time historically that they were on martial law was what, the 70s, 80s? I think it was the 80s.
80s. Yeah. Yeah, under Marcos. Wasn't it Marcos? Yeah, Ferdinand.
Yeah. That's when a lot of
It's
my Philippine American friends left the Philippines and came to the United States with their families and populated Northern California. Is
oh
during
really?
the during the military crackdown. Yeah, most of my if you check you and I are Facebook buds. If you check my Facebook profile, even recently, one of my best buddies, first name Glenn, I won't say his last name. It is a Filipino that fled the Marcos regime with his family. A lot of people did.
Oh, okay. Huh. Did not know that. I remember you. I remember you saying you had a lot of friends in like high school and stuff.
Right, and they're still friends. So it is interesting that they're spreading the martial law. Has the Messiah's been hit with martial law yet?
No, not as far as I know. Of course, I could check right now because it seems to change every you know every couple hours. There seems to be a new update. Nope. So far, just martial law in Mindanao. Russia vows to help Philippines versus drugs. Oh,
Really?
check this out. Russia
Go
asked
ahead.
Philippines to submit shopping list of defense equipment.
Well, that's just so they can see what's not on the list and they can get the Christmas list together. You know how that is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I wonder if they're going to start using AK-47s instead of using or AK-74s
Yeah.
instead of using M16s.
Well, I think the standard issue weapon is a 5.56 Armalite, which is a good weapon. Yeah, it's an M16 for all intents and purposes. Here's a question I have for you. I'm probably going out on a limb here. When's the last time Russia won a war?
World War II.
Did they win it, or did they just kind of come in at the end and take Berlin by storm?
Well, considering the Wehrmacht lost 75% of their men on Russian soil, I would probably say Russia had a whole lot to do with winning that war. I mean, no disrespect to the D-Day veterans or nothing, but the German military had their elite divisions, whether Waffen SS or Wehrmacht divisions, army divisions, were on the Eastern Front.
Right.
And keep in mind too that in the summer of 1942, when the Germans kicked off their offensive, they moved 500 miles in 30 days. Man, that's
Right.
that's amazing. I mean, to this day, no other military has ever moved that fast, that quickly. So, and you got to think too, and they're fighting the whole way as well. So that's pretty damn impressive. But Russia had the luxury though back then that they don't have now. They had a lot more manpower back then.
Well, more manpower, and they had geography on their side. I mean, that's a historical, literal truth. You don't go and
Oh yeah.
invade. You don't go and invade northern Russia. It just isn't going to work out in your favor. We can look at the Napoleonic Wars and figure that part out.
Oh yeah, easily. But and I gotta say this, man. When you look at Russia's history, their soldiers have been treated like shit. Yet
Absolutely.
they've always fought. I mean, because in during World War II, it was you either charge the German soldiers or else you turn around and get shot by NKVD soldiers behind you, forerunners of the KGB. So you didn't have a whole lot of options there.
No,
It's
you're right.
it's like too. They would hand one guy a gun and hand the guy behind him a clip with bullets. So whoever got shot first would pick up the other one.
No, it's a literal truth. I mean, it really happened. People think that it only happens in the movies, but that's the truth.
Oh yeah. So, and they did crank out a lot of tanks too. They estimated they made something like over 70,000 T-34s, which are good tanks. So they weren't pleasant to look at, but they had the sloped armor on the front, which was ingenious. And it's funny because The German tanks did well up until they came up against T-34s, and that's when they came out with the Panther tank, which emulated the sloped armor on the front. But that was the only tank they could. Well, Tigers, but they didn't really have Tigers in any large numbers ever. So
holy shit! I'm in the presence of a military historian. That's that's amazing. No, seriously, that's I have a lot of respect for that. I cannot get into that for some reason. And I was in the military, and I'm a historian. So I'm curious. We were talking a little while ago because we're talking about the whole lockdown thing right now. What was your general experience in the last 2 days with the martial law thing that's been declared?
Nothing. Literally.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
that's kind of.
I don't go out at night. I work in the I work in the evenings from home, so I don't go out. And I mean, I got up today. I went to SNR and I went to NCCC and Mob, but no different than when I went any other time. So I mean, you see a couple more police around, but that's it.
Yeah, see,
but it's funny. Most of them are wearing like blue polos. They're not wearing like the normal, button up light blue PNP shirts. They're wearing more like royal blue polos with some patches on them. Identifying patches. So, but yeah, I haven't had any problems.
The reason I was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
The reason I was curious is because we saw people in military uniforms, but they were police, they were PNP, and they actually have an SF. They have long tabs. It's interesting, but they were doing periodic checkpoints. They were armed, and I was concerned for their safety. On top of that, my understanding is after talking to the landlords that people are staying off the streets right now, and that's fascinating because there are people out until all odd hours of the night around here, just kind of sitting around playing billiards, shopping at the sorry store. You know the deal.
You know what? It's funny because it is kind of quiet here. I mean, it usually is at nighttime anyway because I live in a subdivision. But usually,
Right.
you'll hear like trikes. Not really hearing any tonight.
But the deal here is that we aren't in a subdivision. We're in the city, and that makes it a little edgy. It makes it a little edgy for us. But not only that, there's a curfew in effect. I guess it goes 10 to 4 in the morning.
Huh. Well, I don't think that's that big of a deal. I mean, unless you're a real big drinker, you like going out to bars, like a lot of expats do.
Even if you're if you think about it, in Duval, the bars close at midnight anyway. They don't close at 1. So if you're a big drinker, you're going to drink in your home. You're going to bring your friends over and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anyway, I think if people come over and drink at your house, they usually, anyway, most expats I know here don't even have their own cars. They just catch a cab. So they would probably just call a cab anyway. So you could always get a cab. Exactly. So, and I was just reading anyway, that Sarah, she said, not martial law, but she used another term for it. Hold and something. Let me look it up here. But she basically said, it didn't say anything about a curfew. She just said, walk around in pairs if you're going to be out, like people getting off work and stuff like that. Travel in pairs or groups, small groups, and stay away from crowded places, things like that. So, but she didn't say anything about martial law. So, I don't know, man. It almost sounds to me like they're not on the same page. Well, but then again, the president is her daddy, so
martial law has been implemented in Davao, for sure. Send tap flyer on it. I'll forward it to you. That has all the laws or the basic expectations of it. I have taken to carrying my passport with me just as an added precaution because you need to have some provide.
I just carry my driver's license.
Right.
That's it. I mean, it's got my name on it and everything else. They can find out anything about me. I guess. I mean, it's funny. I've never had a problem here at all using my U.S. driver's license. I mean, well, of course, it's got my picture on it and everything else too. So, but yeah, I haven't. Damn it! Now I can't find it. I'm on here looking and trying to find it. Let me go to search again. Type in Sarah Turte. I met her, by the way, last week.
Oh, cool.
Went out and ate at Swiss Deli, and actually got a picture of her with me and my boy.
How's the Swiss Deli anyway?
It was good. We had what the heck did we have? I had oh god, I can't. Oh, I had like alla Milanese, like with fettuccine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty good. And she actually had mashed potatoes with like chicken cutlet with the gravy, and she loved it.
She didn't want the mashed potatoes with the Hungarian sausage.
No, she didn't do the PV. She didn't do the PV special. Okay, here it is.
You know something I love about this community? We understand what the fuck we just said. That's hilarious. Anyway.
Oh, I know. Definitely. Okay, 30-point guideline under martial law. Okay.
Right.
The Communist Party is getting hold and secure. That's what she said. Hold and secure.
Mm-hmm.
No longer on lockdown, Davao City under hold and secure status. May 24th at 4:02 p.m., which was yesterday. So she revised her earlier declaration, placing Davao City on lockdown to a hold and secure situation. So we changed the situation to a hold and secure situation, Duterte Carpio said at a televised news briefing in Davao City on Wednesday. We are preventing violence from erupting inside the city. We are preventing violence from entering Davao City. We are discouraging travel to and from Davao City if it's not an urgent matter to attend to, she added. Individuals are usually discouraged from entering or leaving a place on lockdowns and hold and secure situations, but a lockdown is considered the more extreme measure by minimizing the visibility of people deemed vulnerable. When a place is under a hold and secure measure, normalcy is still observed within the premises. She also discouraged Davao residents from traveling to other towns in Mindanao while government awaits further directions on the implementation of martial law. There will be increased patrolling of areas, as she claims having information that there are Mate members inside Davao City. They are Mate members from the Mate group, but they are under the control of our law enforcement authorities. She said, they are not outside and able to go around, the mayor added. The mayor also said that while there are no reports on a security threat in the president's hometown, the Mate group might divert the attention from Marawi to Davao. Boy, that really pissed Duterte off. Do something here.
Interestingly enough, did you see the separate articles from Cebu Airlines and Philippine Airlines about rescheduling flights for people that felt uneasy about coming to Mindanao?
No.
Actually, both airlines said they would reschedule flights during specific dates um, when coming to Mindanao.
Huh. I could see that. I can understand that.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's the responsible thing to do. But at what point? I mean, at what point does tourism take enough of a dent that they decide to do something about this? I mean, yeah, I get it. They're trying to isolate this whole Maute thing right now. But if they do break away and head into the Visayas, at what point do they call on outside external forces to do something?
all right, Dave, quit beating around the bush. Are you using euphemisms for U.S. ground forces?
No, if they want to use Russian ground forces, that's fine with me.
What, yeah.
Eat them
Well,
up.
how about U.S. ground forces?
Well, that would be
Although,
for the.
although it would be very interesting to see how Mate does against Spetsnaz.
No, they're. I don't think it would send in Spetsnaz for something like that. It would be a waste.
Well, I heard those dudes are pretty bad though. But it should be interesting. I mean, because when I went out today, I didn't really notice any difference. I mean, like I said, I noticed a few uniform differences, but that's it. And I think the big difference would be, I know even when there's not martial law lockdown, they always have a few. You always see a few AFP soldiers in Uyungaran, down there by that NCC and stuff. You'll see them down there patrolling, usually 2 or 3 of them. But now I wonder if, because the base is right there, I mean, it's like 10 minutes away on 10, 15 minutes walk from the NCCC there in Uyungaran to the base, because the base is right there in Agdao. So I'm kind of wondering if I'm sure they're having more of a presence now down there. I know a lot of those guys too. They're pretty cool. So I've actually drank with them quite a few times. So I'll tell you what, you ain't partied, buddy, till you partied with the AFP.
Awesome.
So, but yeah, I'm just wondering how soon they'll get this straightened out. And I think they're going to do what they normally do. They're going to just melt away into the jungle, because toe to toe, they don't have a chance. They really don't. They don't have the numbers, nor do they have the. I mean, they have no air support. So a couple gunships. If they're able to call in the coordinates and get gunships on them, they're toast. I mean, so
Well,
I don't know.
I wish I knew what to say to that, Bubba. I can tell you that the Tamil Tigers didn't have any air support until somebody said, "Yeah, you don't have any air support," and they're like, "Oh yeah," and then they got a Cessna and they started dropping bombs on people.
Yeah, but a Cessna.
Well, it was air support. It worked. It was effective. Eventually, the Tamil Tigers kind of just faded away.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of them got killed too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm just thankful that it's over on that side of Mindanao. I mean, it sucks. It's got to happen, period. But I'm just kind of glad it's over on over on that side of Mindanao, not on this side. But then again, I'm not surprised because when's the last time they had a big thing here over something like that? Was 2013 in Zamboanga
Yeah.
with
It's been a while.
with the was it MNLF? Was it 2013, 2014? Last time they had anything like that happen. So, and it's always over on that side of Mindanao.
Right.
So, I think as long as you stay away from that side of Mindanao, you're all right. Because unfortunately, that gives a bad reflection on the rest of the country, though. Unfortunately. So, okay, you know what I heard today? What I read somewhere, and I sat and I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense. But Trump's been told to look for a defense counsel because they are still trying to find something on him, and they're saying that he asked Comey to back off on some of his investigations of like his team or something like that. And so of course the Dems are all screaming and everything else, and then I'm thinking, now if I'm not mistaken, didn't old Barack there send the IRS after a bunch of conservative organizations when he was president?
Yeah, that's the way I remember it.
So of course they didn't scream about that. That was perfectly okay. But when Trump asked Comey, allegedly he asked Comey to back off on some of his investigations of his people on his team. So this is kind of what I think is going to happen. I think that the special prosecutor, whatever, that they appointed, they appointed to, look into, violations or allegations of collusion with the Russians and all that crap. This is what I think is going to happen, okay? We all know that Hillary Clinton was guilty as hell. And what I think is going to happen is they're going to act like they're going to allegedly find something on Trump, but it's going to be BS. But these days, you don't have to be guilty of anything. You just have to be accused of it, it seems, anymore. And people look at you as being guilty. Because that's the way, the Washington Post, the New York Times, and public opinion works in those rags, in those ass wipes that they call newspapers. And what I think will happen then is Trump will say, okay. And then I think all of a sudden Hillary will be brought up on charges. Could be a shot in the dark, but I kind of think that's what's going to happen because that's how DC works. Or he'll bring up Hillary on charges. And then they'll allegedly find something on Trump and they'll kind of cancel each other out. Get Trump to play ball with the deep state.
Nah, I just don't see him doing that.
Yeah, it would. nothing about politics inside the Beltway surprises me anymore. So, I mean, Nixon got impeached for erasing 20 minutes of a cassette tape. And Hillary erased how many emails? And, Weiner got them. That wife of his. I mean, a lot of people got a hold of those emails who shouldn't have saw them. So it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. But yeah, Yeah, Steve Bannon hasn't been fired, has he?
Not yet.
But he was taken out of his position on the National Security Council. Hey, do you ever think about the timing of it? It was the day before the Chinese delegation, led by the Chinese president, was to meet with Trump. And it was also a day prior to the attack on Syria. And Bannon was known to favor Russian reconciliation big time, particularly over Syria. He was also a leader of the anti-Chinese camp. Oh, it's just kind of ironic the timing of all that. So, but they're going to do their damnedest to railroad him. Just say something. Oh, he now has counsel.
Is that Trump?
Yep.
Do we think he needs counsel?
That's what somebody warned him. Actually, hold on. I'll pull up the article. I was reading an article today. Actually, I could send it to you too on Facebook.
That'd be fine.
So, yeah, I'll skim through it and just kind of give the highlights of it a little bit here. And this is Judge Napolitano who wrote this, by the way.
Oh, the whack job.
Who, Napolitano?
Yep.
Andrew?
I know who he is. I've talked to him before.
Oh, I like the guy personally.
I like him too, but he's kind of he's a little too libertarian for me.
Oh, of course, I'm pretty much way libertarian in general, so that's probably why. Well, I like him because he tends to be a strict constitutionalist.
He does. I respect him a lot. I wonder about some of his decisions.
Yeah, I understand. The bad news for President Donald Trump keeps coming his way, notwithstanding a generally bravura performance on the foreign stage this past week in Riyadh, Jerusalem, and Vatican City. Yet, while he was overseas, his colleagues here in the United States have been advising him to hire criminal defense counsel, and he has apparently begun that process. Can the president be charged with obstructing justice when he asked that federal investigations of his friends be shut down? Huh. And it was talking about what he just said. Well, most legal scholars say that the president cannot be prosecuted while in office, and that generally speaking, the appropriate remedy for criminal wrongdoing for president is impeachment. You know, like Clinton, they impeached him in the House, but they just narrowly missed out impeaching him in the Senate. That's the reason why he wasn't impeached. But so it would have to take a vote of the House of Representatives, which is Republican controlled, which of course that don't mean anything really. Half those Republicans are, to me, more like half of them are rhinos. So yeah, in the Senate you need 2/3 majority to convict him and remove him from office. And Clinton didn't quite get to that point. So, but yeah, it's just interesting how they're just trying to find anything they can on him, and it's ridiculous. I'm thinking, haven't these people got something better to do than, they got to find some way to piss away taxpayers' money.
They don't care. They think it's their money.
Oh yeah, of course. So Graham's going to bed. Oops. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering if this is ever going to be over with. We're gonna like a 50 peso hooker in Subic City soon. Yeah, she needs to.
I don't think it's gonna be over with until Trump is out of office, until the next person is in office. If you think about it, did Clinton get a break? I mean, Bill Clinton. I mean, I'm not respecting the guy, but let's face it, he got hammered. We don't like to
He
think he
did.
got hammered. Oh yeah,
He
he
did.
did.
Well, he did, but he wasn't getting hammered though from the second he took office. Trump's been getting hammered from, I mean, even before he took office.
No, he didn't get hammered from the second he took office because it was a different era, and he was kind of at first he ramped it up with the saxophone and all that bullshit. But once he got into office, he was kind of a milk toast, kind of Reagan Democrat, I would say.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Everybody's it's funny because when Hillary's first lady was like, "Oh, she's such a great first lady," and blah 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 blah, and now it's like, well, you know what? Her husband became president, but she didn't.
Oh no,
and don't.
she's a shitbird.
Oh yeah, and when he ran for re-election, Clinton did. Yeah, he got hammered on a lot of things, but he still got reelected. I mean, it really compared to him, comparing Bill to Hillary, as bad as it sounds, Bill almost looks like a saint. I mean, really, if you forget about if you disregard his womanizing and all that crap, he didn't do near the stuff that Hillary's done. I mean, he comes out smelling like a bed of roses standing next to her. Of course, Al Capone would probably come out smelling like a bed of roses compared to her. So that doesn't take a whole lot of creativity and ingenuity.
I tend to agree.
So, I was reading some article. This woman, okay, I'm trying to think of what state this is in. One of the U.S. states, okay, they have this drug recognition program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where they train these cops to, if they give you a breathalyzer and you haven't been drinking, that supposedly there's these signs that can tell if you're on drugs or whatever. Well, they arrested this one black chick who was a college student, and then they did it to another woman, and it was the same cop. And cop said, "Well, ma'am, I'm taking you in because I think you're on drugs." And they gave her a drug test. Okay. Now they impounded her car immediately. They impounded both of them's cars, and so in the impoundment yard has her vehicle. Okay, and the woman took a drug test. She passed it, flying colors, and she couldn't get her car back. They told her, "Oh, ma'am, you have to come down and pay the fee." And so she goes down there. It was something like $1,500. Okay, to pay the fee. And she, by the way, she lost her job because of this. She was a waitress in, I can't remember the state, but this state you have to get a license in order to sell alcohol if you're a waiter or waitress or whatever in the state. Well, she lost her job. Okay, and when she went down there to try to pay the impoundment yard to get her car out, they said, "Oh, we're sorry, ma'am, you can't get your car back because the police haven't authorized us to do it." So after 2 weeks, they sold the woman's car for $1,000, and it was like a 2013 Honda Accord or something. I mean, the car wasn't that old at all, and it was a decent car. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me, man. They can actually get away with that crap. And I saw this. Saw this news report in Tennessee where along I-40, they call it a drug corridor, and the police in Tennessee can pull you over, and if you have a large amount of cash on you, they can just take it. So basically, the U.S. has become a country now in certain states where you're not innocent till proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent. And even then, you still can't get your shit back. You there?
Well, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah,
Okay.
it's certainly problematic when you you eliminate the writ of habeas corpus, but that's going on here too.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? It's sad. I almost feel freer here than I did in America. Because you don't really have political correctness.
Right. Well, there's that too.
That's what's ruined America. That habeas, really no habeas corpus anymore. And you have, but yeah, I was watching this. It was a news report in Tennessee. And it was funny because you had these two cops saying, oh, no, they pulled over like a tractor trailer or something. And they were fighting over who pulled them over first. So they could, if the guy had cash, they could just take the cash. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, Jesus. And I grew up in this country, and when I was growing up, man, you had a hell of a lot more freedom than you do now, and the cops actually had to prove their case. They couldn't just take your stuff and keep it. And I was reading this report. A lot of those too, the cash automatically goes to the department, and a lot of times they'll go out and they'll throw parties and at the station, and I mean the way they spend some of that money is appalling. And in essence, it's a license to steal.
So I'm curious. Did you see Frankie B's girlfriend?
No, I did not. Who is Frankie B? Oh, yeah. No, I did not.
Well, he did this Iron Man 3 video, and I say Iron Man 3 because Iron Man 3 is where Tony Stark becomes a little fucking cuck. He becomes a little woman, and does this whole wrap up of his entire life, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You've ruined the entire story of Iron Man for me. You've ruined the entire Marvel comic experience for me. Yeah, this is kind of what Frankie B does in his latest video. He has an airbrushed version of his girlfriend on the screen. He's talking about, yeah, I'm hitting that. Yeah, she's 20 years younger than me. Yeah. And I'm like, why? You're drying up, man. What the hell?
Who, me?
No, not you. Not you. Sure. You're drying up. You're drying up there, Bubba. I was
ruined the movie.
It was an accusatory thing. No, actually, I thought you and I should get together and get some coffee, but you're drying up, Bubba.
Yeah, no, man, we can get together and get some coffee. It ain't a problem. I just told Johnny Warrior. He said he never reads a chat box. Well, it's funny. I read and I caught that remark, and then I said, "You got yourself a set of moobs yourself, there, buddy." Man boobs, moobs. Actually, I'm really not that hairy, though. I don't look like a missing link. That's for damn sure. Oh,
Thanks
God.
for telling us about that.
Oh, not a problem, man. I'll come over. We'll get together. I'll come over and hang out in my Speedos.
Yeah. You'll never get in the house. May will invent a flamethrower out of the stove and just get out of my house.
That's funny. I can't say I'd blame her. Oh, Jesus. So I guess who else? Robert. Chairboy.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, speaking of which, I haven't heard much out of old PV lately.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'm avoiding that right now because we're at a stalemate.
Oh, really? Oh,
Well, yeah.
yeah. Well, that was kind of cool of him to take down those videos, though. Yeah, I gotta give him. I gotta give him credit for that. So, but then again, too, I think he just did it to try to look good. So,
Yeah, no comment. I'll just leave this all alone right now.
okay,
Yo.
not a problem.
I'm gonna. I will leave him alone as long as he leaves me alone, and then maybe even a little more to my pain, I will leave him alone. So no problem. Um. So yeah, we should all get together for coffee tomorrow. I actually saw Jerry today. He's doing all right. He's met a few guys at DeVal, and that's
Jerry.
good. I mean, yeah, Jerry, the guy that we met, we
Oh,
hung out with that one time.
yeah. He's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
he
to think
is
about it
cool.
for a second. And it's like I don't get out and meet that many people. Damn, I should remember. Everybody. Oh, I'm living in my own private Idaho. Yes, Speedos for you, Johnny Warrior. I'll even wear olive drab ones for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we can get together tomorrow. That's not a problem.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and end it. Unless do you have anything to add?
Not really. Just be careful out there. There is a curfew here. There's people avoiding the outdoors after 10 o'clock. Just be cautious around here.
Oh yeah, always. Yeah, I mean, if I even leave the house at night, it's just to walk down to the sorry store, which is like 3 minutes away. So, I don't said I even on my nights off, I don't even really go anywhere hardly. So, I'd like to, but I don't. Well, I do my show for one thing, and then I also have another engagement I do on Monday nights. So, right after my show, so it kind of ties me up for about a good hour and a half. But so, Johnny, you going to be there on Monday, buddy? In a couple weeks there, I'm starting to wonder, man. So,
Man.
But anyway, man, thanks for coming on. A lot of fun. I think, I think what I'll do is I'll do the Monday show, and then another night during the week, just do something like this.
Okay.
I mean, even if it's just chewing the fat or whatever, man. So,
yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay. All right, man. I'll talk. I guess. Let me know if May's going to come tomorrow too, because I'll bring Lynn and Junior, Mini Me, along, so you guys can meet him and meet her. So.
Okay.
All right, man. You have a great evening, and thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night, and may the sun be shining wherever you are.
All right.
All right. See ya.